Okay, welcome back to Barovia! Let us
Dun, dun,
start
dun.
with the greatest recapper ever on our server, Pi. What's been going on?
Well, we started our last session en route to the Griffin Manor. We were still in the wetlands, making our way, and started off right into a fight with the harpies. Killed a few of them, a few ran off. Vinka wild shaped into this cool panther and snuck forward with us until we made it all the way to the manor. And we scoped it out and decided to go in through the basement entrance around back and kind of got to the bottom, and there was this electric portcullis that kind of nailed me and Caddy Bree just a little. And Vinka turned again into a little rat, made her way through the portcullis, opened it up for us, but as she did, this lightning creature or lightning bolt of some sort just crashed through and nailed all of us. We got a good little
smartly
zap.
lined up.
Yep. And so we passed through that and found a couple of ways out. Oh, in the basement there's these contraption. There were remnants of a contraption that was clearly dragged out through this basement door. We don't know what it was. But in looking for our exits, we had the choice of the obvious doors or this weird little ladder that went up through the ceiling. So we took the ladder.
Of
And
course.
of course, and went up and up and up, and came out on the edge of a guard tower. And Vinka, she found the secret door in, and using disguise self, she turned herself into Lady Virginia, and I took the form of Count Strahd. We all entered into what appeared to be a bedchamber. We searched the room, found a lockbox under the bed with 3 locks that we have not yet opened. But as we found it, this spirit appeared by the fireplace, and it was this weird reflection of our true selves, very creepy. And then that spirit dove into Pi and took control and forced me to fight you guys. But in the end, you beat me hard enough that the spirit flew out, and we backed out of the room and back out into the grounds down below and set ourselves up for a long rest. And that
That's
is where we left off.
Okay.
that is an excellent recitation of what happened. Good job.
Yeah.
There is something that wakes you up out of the blue, startles you. The knock at the door wakes you from your Barovian dreams. You find yourselves somewhere else. You're no
What?
longer out in the moorlands of Mordant. Find yourselves back in the Burgermaster's manor. That's right. I said Burgermaster, not Burgomaster. That's just what we're calling him now.
The Burger Master. Okay.
And the door to the room that you guys are sharing opens up, creaks open, and there is, in this startling moment, a familiar face. Ismark, the Burgermaster's son. And he apologized. I'm sorry, ladies. I don't mean to intrude, but you've been asleep for quite a while now, and
What do you mean? How
well,
long have we been asleep?
well, for nearly a day now. And a messenger from the Vistani has sent word to you, and I thought I'd check on you, see if you're okay.
Something strange is happening around here, and we have yet to get to the bottom of it.
Tell me about it.
What was the name of the town we were in?
Mordant? Mordantshire?
Yes. Do you know of a town called or a domain of Mordenshire?
Wardenshire. Should I?
You don't, do you?
No.
No, what? Why do you ask?
Well, this we are right now in the barony of Von Strahd. Is that correct?
We're in Barovia.
In the
Yes,
Baron is
yes.
Von.
You're in
In
Barovia.
the
Do you not know where you are
we
right
We
now?
know
Are
do.
you okay? That's why I was checking
we
on you.
yeah we were okay, but we wanted to make sure that the geography is the same. It
Did
appears that there is some teleportation magic afoot, which has us jumping around. We previously, as we were resting, apparently we were transported to an clouded, misty town called Mordenshire, and they didn't know where they were or anything like that. And now, apparently, the same magic has been employed again, and we're back.
wait. So it's been a full day since you last saw us. Did you check on us? Did you try to wake us? Have our bodies been here this entire time?
You've been here in your private chambers, like I said,
Did you
nearly a day. So yes, I finally had to check on you, especially after the gypsies have sent word to you.
wait?
You checked.
Sorry.
Hold on. You
Did you actually physically see our bodies in this room within
Sleep.
the last 24 hours?
up until now,
Yeah,
prior to now,
well,
did you see our bodies here?
we buried my father,
Yes,
Yep.
we remember
and
that.
Right.
we made sure Irina is safe from harming herself or others, and you you went to bed, and you were asleep for it's had to have been nearly 24 hours now.
Well, while we were sleeping, did anyone check on us to make sure that we were physically in our beds sleeping?
Well, no, of course not. That's why I feel so I feel so weird walking into
I'm
a
not
room with a group
concerned
of
about.
women. And I certainly
Yes,
wasn't
yes,
gonna
that's
just
that's
just
great.
do that. I
We
wanted to give
understand
you your
that. Thank
room,
you. Thank you
Yep,
for
we
that.
but
appreciate that.
I started worrying about you because
Well,
Okay.
you were
Yep.
thank
asleep for so
you.
long.
Yes. Okay.
Propriety would dictate your noble actions, but the circumstances are so bizarre, we had to ask that question whether maybe a maid came in during that time to check on us within the last 24 hours.
Oh, oh no, no. I have no servants in the home. None that have survived.
A female relative came in to check. Anybody of the female persuasion came in to check on us?
Well, I mean, it's just my sister and I here.
Did your sister come in to check on us?
That's impossible. I was at her bedside most of the time you were asleep. I've been
Right, because
barely able to sleep
she's
And
myself.
a vampire. We've
yeah,
we
and we
we
tied
tied
her up.
her up.
Right, right, right. She's tied up.
Okay.
She's not going
And
anywhere.
she's not happy about it, by the way. Her
Yes,
state is
Well,
getting worse and worse by the hour. I fear there's a demon in her.
oh, well, she's turning into. Well, I won't say.
can I ask, have you ever had, or are you aware of anybody else falling into these kinds of long, deep slumbers in your home or in town? Is this a thing that you've heard of? Or are we just deep sleepers as far as you know? And it's
Not
just
that
us.
I'm aware of, but darkness is
Okay.
no stranger to Barovia. No,
Yeah,
I
that's
have
true.
sent word to Dr. Van Richten.
Oh, please no.
It is going to take some time for there to be any reply or any action at all.
Dr.
But
Richten is. Canterbury gets very angry, and she says, Dr. Rickton is nothing but a quack.
Um, Thanks, Caddy Free. And
Okay.
I kind of nudged her because our guests, because insulting our hosts is always such a smooth way to start the day. Thank you, Caddy
Um,
Bree.
can
Um,
you?
give us
This
a
is to
moment.
Ismark. Can you give us a moment so that we can
Oh, oh, yes, please, please,
fully awake, and then we'll
get
meet you
ready
in the
and yeah, yeah,
parlor?
yes, yes, freshen yourselves. I'm gonna have breakfast ready for you when you come down.
Great, thank you.
Thanks.
And he just closes the door and humbly nods his head and moves out back into the hall and down the way.
Very slick, my little friend. as
Uh,
I,
Who thought
as
you're
me,
littler than
the
me?
tiny person here, just pats her on the thigh, like,
Well, because he
well,
is
well
a
done.
Cadbury doesn't hold her words.
Right?
Dr. Richter wanted to commit all of us.
no, that
That's
was a different
no,
doctor.
no. We're talking Dr. Van Richten. He's the supernaturalist. He's the one.
Oh, I was confused. I thought he was
Mm,
the other
no,
one.
Yeah, no,
that is
this
Mm.
is
back
a
in
different. Yeah.
Mordant.
Okay, so okay,
Uh,
no problem. My
Big
bad.
question: did we manage to get a long rest in?
Yes.
Oh, I hope so. Okay,
Yes.
because I already made that decision.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure before I just clicked the button. Doing
Eventually,
now.
we're gonna have. So we're
Okay,
still supposed
so
to get a reward here, right? If we do something, if we
so
complete this
here
quest.
in here in Barovia, the quest was to help the sister because she is turning into a vampire. When we last were here, we were going to leave. We were going to stay the night, and in the morning head off to the castle Ravenloft.
That's
But
right.
in the night, when we woke up, we found ourselves in Mordant, and there in
Right.
Mordant, we have the other task of figuring out this haunted Griffin Tower, where the Strahd family, there is Count Strahd and his lady friend, Lady Virginia, and their haunted mansion that we were checking out. And then we went to sleep there, and now we are back here with the vampire sister. So,
Yeah.
It sounds like two different realities with two different quests.
yes, two
Yes, and
different
we're
So,
gonna get
quests.
paid
Yes,
in both of them. Don't worry.
yes.
well,
Wait
that's
a minute.
great for me. But now
Yeah.
that we're back in Barovia, we should head up to Ravenloft Castle.
And
Yeah.
we need to keep in mind that if this is happening when we sleep, the time that's passing, like right now, time is passing in Mordant where,
Ooh,
they are
yeah.
needing us to solve a problem there as well. So, okay.
All we
There's
can do is not let it get to us
yeah.
because we
The
can't
Morden
fathom
side.
the intricacies of the space-time continuum or whatever. It's going to blow my mind. We're in one realm, deal with it. Other realm, deal with it.
Deal with it.
Yeah, it
Okay.
feels like Morden isn't as time sensitive as it is here. So maybe we
True.
should try to stretch out our day here a little longer than we normally
In other
would.
words, try
Fair.
to go as long as we can without sleep.
Yes. Yes.
Fair.
But Ismark did say some the gypsies that we saw in that tavern over there sent word to us, so we gotta figure out that. And
We should
then
go to see the gypsies and see what they wanted if they sent word to
yeah,
us.
I suppose. So that's before we go up to the castle. Is it a
Right.
castle here? I don't know. They're all
Yeah, there's a
Castle
castle
they're
here.
Ravenloft
all
is it?
castles.
Yeah, Castle Ravenloft. We were gonna head there this morning, so let's
Okay,
see what
we
the
should
message is.
also find out what Ismark has been doing for the past day.
Hmm. And
Uh,
what condition the sister's in.
yeah. Okay. So we have our checklist of what we need to do today.
Well, first things first,
I
go to the
feel like we
tavern,
need to
talk to the
start making
gypsies.
checklists. Yeah.
Right. First things first, go to the tavern, talk to the gypsies, and then head to Castle Ravenloft. Try
Yeah.
to go to sleep as late as possible
Yes.
so we can get something done here in this realm before we head back to Mordant.
Yes. Well, let's talk to Ismark for a little bit. Just a short conversation, a quick breakfast, check on Irina. Oof.
Yeah, see how bad she's turned so far.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Are we good?
Okay. I kind of
Everyone's
feel like I want everybody to put their hands in the middle of a circle here and do like a little boo, boo, boo.
Go
Uh,
to
No?
Mm,
Yeah? No? Okay, it's
meh,
cool.
meh.
Now,
Yeah, I do it. Caddy's a team player, so she puts her hand in there. She says, "Go team."
I'm more like, no, we need to make like the sign of like the spell evil from us and do
Well,
a ritual, but it's fine.
very well. This is
yeah.
team. So I just got to get more money, guys. Got to get earning here,
Yeah, well,
Yep.
so we've got two different quest lines going. That's two different
Yeah.
paydays
That's
coming.
some money coming in.
and then I got to figure out how to get my money back to 10 towns.
Yeah,
One
we'll do
thing
that
at a
later.
time. All right. Let's go downstairs and check in with Ismark and get our message from the gypsies and go from there.
Good. I
Yeah.
like that. Very good. Very good.
Um, I also, if I haven't been saying it before, I'm making sure that my familiar is with me. So I'm either taking the ritual time to bring him back or making sure he's still there.
Yeah, we do need the familiar.
Yeah. I think I need
Yeah.
that little cat with me now that we're hopping realms each night. So, all
Yeah.
right, let's go downstairs.
Okay, okay. Well, downstairs in a rather elaborate mansion, actually. This is a nice place. I mean, really fancy crown moldings, wooden paneled hallways that haven't been shined in for too long. It needs a little pledge. But I mean, it's a very nice place. And you meet with Ismark, and he's got, well, it's a kind of a spread of food. It looks like he did the best he could. It looks like it's mystery meat and eggs, and he says, "It's spam and eggs," and
Yes.
he's got a smile on his face. So we had some man in a poofy white suit of armor called himself an astronaut, and he gave me something called spam. So
Okay.
it's
Oh.
terrific. It's
Does it
really
taste?
good.
Does it
It's great.
taste a little salty?
Oh yes, the richest of salts.
Really?
I pick at it a little bit. I'm like, this would be good fried.
Or on rice with some seaweed wrapped around it. That
Mm.
sounds really good.
So the spam is this thing called spam is a mystery meat, and it's scrambled with the eggs. Is that right?
Yeah, the the man that was passing through, he said, not only is it great as a mystery meat, but you can keep your dice in the tin box afterwards, whatever that means.
I have. Do I have
Really?
ice? Am I a
Okay.
dice?
Well, I have a set of dice that I use for playing on the road, so I can use the tin to store my dice. That's
Out of
good.
out of game, you can hear this rattling sound.
Yeah,
That's my can of spam with my dice in it, because
Wow.
there
that's
you
how my
go.
dice have rolled since the '90s.
I love
Very
it.
good. I think that's cute. Okay, so we're gonna go downstairs and take a look at find the gypsies, and we're gonna go over and sit
Oh,
down next to them.
No, no, he's got
no,
a
that's
message from the gypsies.
Oh,
So,
message,
yeah.
okay.
So
yes.
we've been asleep for a day. What have you been doing to keep yourself busy this last day, Ismark?
Tending to my sister.
Okay.
Her condition is
How
worsened
is
by the hour.
Should we look in on her before we head out to investigate?
If you
Absolutely.
wish to look onto the face of the devil,
Oh,
Well, not the
sure.
worst I've seen
Let's
recently,
go say
but
hello to your sister.
and
First,
okay,
let's get the
so
message.
this message. Well, yeah. What is this message?
if it should bring some semblance of hope, since Dr. Van Richten couldn't be reached immediately, at least the Vistani. Oh, but I tell you, whatever they say, they cannot be fully trusted. They are a mysterious band of folk that I it's just that I do not
Which
know their
way?
true intentions. And then he hands over an envelope with a sealed, like a wax seal. It's a red wax seal, and it has a emblem on it that you do not recognize.
I
Look,
grab
whatever they
the.
say to you, you don't have to share with me, but I
Sorry.
prefer to know, especially if it has
I
something to
thank
do with my
you.
sister.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
thank you for the scroll, and I give
Uh,
it to Vinka to break the seal and to read it.
well, before I open this, I would just like to say your attitude is a little upsetting. You should be a little more open-minded. Just because people are different than you doesn't mean they're untrustworthy. And then I crack the seal, don't even wait for his reply, crack the seal, open it up, and read the message.
But they're in league with the Duckla. And then he crack open the message, and
Yep.
you immediately look it over. And actually, it seems quite friendly. It's in this old English style of writing. And long story short, it's really not a long story. It's just a few sentences inviting you to a free tarot card reading in the Vistani
Ooh.
camp just outside of town.
Oh,
And
how
it is signed
lovely.
by Madame Eva.
We have to go see Madame Eva. Okay. And she's the tarot card reader.
Okay. So this just seems pretty basic and innocuous. Nothing untrustworthy about this message. As I give him a long stare, like just be
Yeah.
like, I don't like your attitude towards these people just because you don't know them. Uh, like,
Maybe I know them all
thank
too
you
well.
for.
But guess what? Matt, we can find out easily if Madame Eva is legitimate or a fraud based upon if she identifies me to who I truly am. I'm not going to say anything. And if she knows it, then we know she's for real because how else would she know? But through the cards.
I believe the tarot cards just tell the future. They don't. Well, we'll see.
We'll see.
Um, we'll see. Okay, let's thank you for keeping an eye on us and letting us sleep truly, and I apologize for the long sleep that we had. We know time is of the essence. We're just disoriented here. But it's okay. We are on it. Let's check on your sister, and then we will continue forth
Oh,
with trying to find a cure.
right.
Yes.
But before
Oh,
we go, can I get a second helping of this beautiful dish?
Ah, yes,
yes. And
spam. That's what they call it, spam.
did
Oh, it's
we did
magnificent.
we did we actually receive our first payment for this job yet? Um,
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
we need we will, just in case we incur any expenses, we might need that.
It was my father that called on you, and
Mm-hmm.
now here, I would have to say that any expenses incurred so far have, well, they've been made up for your stay here in our lovely manor.
Well,
Indeed.
yes, but I do
But
recall that we
I can
had
tell you that
agreed.
supplies in this
No,
town
you're
are
thinking of the
limited.
wrong. And I kind of jabber with my elbow. I'm like, that was the other deal. That was the other guy who was going to pay us daily.
Oh
This
no,
one was
we agreed to a prepayment of 500 gold and 500 gold once we finish,
That is
or something
correct.
similar to that.
Yep.
this one. Oh,
Yeah,
I thought that
Mm-hmm.
was. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah yeah.
yeah. The other
Yep.
one was daily. This one was a big fee up front and then a
This was a big
completion
fee. In
bonus.
other words, your father agreed.
Good memory.
Your father agreed to pay us 500 gold each, half
Oh, I don't.
down.
I think you're inflating. It was 500
I'm
gold
sorry,
total.
500 gold, half down, and 500 upon completion. We have yet to receive the 500. So if you can kindly open up your purse, we would be greatly, greatly appreciative.
I do not know all of the past dealings of my father, and I do not know if I can trust what you say. For all I know, you are up all night conspiring against me and my family.
Well, exactly, but we still need the money to start the job, or we're not going to do the job. Maybe we were up all night planning how to save your sister. You just don't know. That's what hiring someone means. You trust them to do what you hired them for.
Look, when you hire a mercenary group, no mercenary group gets to work without a down payment.
But I did
You
not
know
hire
how it
you.
is in the room.
If you've made a
Your
deal with my
father did.
father, the deal needs to be renegotiated with me because there's no proof that any deal has been struck with my father. To be honest with you,
I do believe that we negotiated this with you. You might have been in a state because it was before the before the funeral.
I've gone
Absolutely,
through a
that
lot.
was
You know, we've been victim to wave after wave of undead. My father fought them back until his heart gave up on
correct.
him.
Your father was in bed. Now I remember, your father was in bed and we negotiated directly with you. Please honor your agreement.
Uh,
All I
since he's
all
kind of
I
wavering
can
on.
probably afford to do is at a game make a persuasion check. I will do this a group persuasion. It sounds like everybody's involved in persuading him.
I'm not. I'm kind of standing back. Honestly, out of game, I'm reading through my notes. I don't think you guys are right.
I
I have
think
my
we
own notes,
are.
and I do have Caddy asked
I
for
did. I
500
was part of
gold.
the negotiation on that. Absolutely, I remember that.
Yeah,
But
I
I thought
have
it was
this.
500 per person, not 500. It was 500
Well,
for the group, 500 upon completion.
yeah,
Yep.
I do have a note down in my
Yeah.
not as good as your notes, but
Nope.
still notes.
Nope. To fail to write down how much money we were offered is a failure in my note taking. So if you've got it, fantastic.
Yes,
Yeah,
it was not good.
it's back in. I even labeled it as session one notes. So,
I was
um,
just digging through my session one. Yeah, I have nothing about a negotiation. So your
Yep.
notes take
yeah,
control.
it's right
Caius
So
typing
then,
in the background.
so he wants a persuasion because I think it should be a persuasion with advantage. And the
Because
reason
he did
being
make
is
the deal.
we did make the bargain with him, and he's trying to renege.
yeah. Well, there's my first person. Oh,
Oh no.
that's not a good persuasion. That's a six.
Oh, well, can you roll for me? Oh, roll again because it was advantage if Paula's going to allow it.
I tell you what, I won't allow a full advantage, but I'll allow a +3 on the roll. Okay.
Okay. Can you roll
Okay.
for me, please?
Yeah, I got you. Maybe you can
Um,
save the day with a big roll here. What do you want? I've got the heavy metal die and
Yeah,
I've got the heavy copper die.
I do it. I do well with the
Straight steel's been
heavy
rolling hot.
metal,
Yeah.
heavy metal die. I usually do well with.
Uh, plus your persuasion +3,
It's plus
category
four.
+4. So it's not too bad actually. 17. And then we have a 9, so it's 26 divided by 2. So the average roll is a 13. So with that, his mark rolls his insight against your 13
Hmm?
and rolls an 11.
Yes.
yeah, while he's been waffling on if he's gonna pay him, I'm like standing up and making sure I have all my stuff. Like I'm gonna leave without like and be done with him entirely. Like that's the aura
Like the
I'm
whole
giving off.
walk away from the deal. Yeah,
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 I
yeah,
just
yeah.
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 The
That
briefcase
works.
in
It's a
hand.
good move.
Do
It's a good move.
do I hear the delicious clinking of gold in your purse? Hmm?
Oh, I thought I heard Irina cry up there. Be a shame if anything if we weren't able to help her.
I can pay you your 500 gold
Well,
That's
thank
all I
you.
have in the coffers right now.
Well, hopefully the life of your sister will be worth much, much more.
Defeated,
Right?
he excuses himself from the table, saying that he's going to get your money.
Good. Thank you. You are extremely honorable and true to your word.
I don't say anything. I sit back down and like refill my plate and take a big old bite while I watch him. Like,
Yeah,
okay.
and I'm stuffing my face. Caddy Bree is just literally stuffing her face with this mystery meat called spam and eggs. And she's enjoying every mouthful. And she's talking with her mouth full of food. She's, oh, this is really, really good. Delicious. Wow, I want more.
You're like, well, that could have gone better. I thought he would have remembered our deal, but I'm glad I mentioned it.
Very good.
And then I
I
kind of
would.
also whisper, be like, I was still gonna figure out what's going on with Irina and try to save her, even if we
Yeah,
hadn't met yet.
I know that, but
absolutely.
and I'm glad you did that because well, she's talking with her mouth full of more food. I was getting angry. She says she's getting angry with her mouth full.
Yeah, we got that.
Yeah.
We
Just
got that.
chew like a normal person, and wait to talk until you're done.
So,
Mm.
so like Ismark shows back up, and he shows up to the dining area, and Caddy Bree, she, she's she's like choking on these these scrambled eggs and spam that her mouth is full of, like dripping out of her mouth, and she's making weird mannerisms, and Pie's laughing, and he's and his Mark's like, uh, look, I'm, I'm sorry for my hesitation. It's just this is all the gold that hurts right now. I I don't even know if you could spend it all in this village, but
Yeah,
here you go.
Thank you very
thank
much.
you.
Let's split it up between us guys. 133 each. Oh, 166 each, right?
I can't math
500
right
divided by
now.
3. Here, I'll just do it quickly.
Hold on, I'm on it. 500 divided by 3 is 166 and 66 cents.
So round it off to
I'll
100.
be
Give
like,
it
you can have
every
the one over Caddy Brie.
167.
Right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So,
And we'll take 166 each. I don't remember what I was about to say. Forget that big there was
I'm
something
just gonna
coming and I
add the
have
money.
forgotten.
All right, we were
Oh,
gonna go see. We
I
were gonna go
remember
see
my
the lady.
I remember my Pie is gonna just like while Ismark was away, she slipped some of that spam into like one of her pouches. Just she's gonna find a use for this. But she slipped a handful of spam in her pouch.
Actually, it seems as if there was an entire unopened can there on the dining room table. If you'd like.
Oh, ooh, yeah, I'll take the whole can. I
Done
love
and
that I'm
done.
putting the word spam into
And I'm
my
spam,
inventory.
spam, 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 spam. The Monty Python spam skit was the best.
Now I have to
Okay,
watch all of them.
let's.
Yep.
Do
Okay.
we want to take a quick peek in at Irina before we leave, or
Yeah, I wanted to do
yeah?
that.
Okay.
Yeah, let's give her some hope. Right? She's fighting a good fight. And we've been missing, we've been out of touch for 24 hours. Let's just go in, send her some love and some light, and encourage her to keep fighting. Because we're gonna fight for her. Okay? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And then
Let's
we'll
do it.
Mm.
head to the encampment outside of town.
He
Dig
has
it.
to see the seer.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's a plan. Hollow, can you do me a favor, please? Out
Mm-hmm.
of character. Can you add 167 gold to Caddy Bree's total? because I can't do it on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
It's all overlaying layer on layer on layer on my phone.
Would you say 160?
167. I got the extra 33
Yeah.
cents.
No, you got the extra 66 cents because we both
66
to.
cents, yes. Thank you to my sisters.
You got it, dude.
You
Oh, wait, hold
did
on.
think?
Whoa, it didn't save. Let's try that again. It's. Look at this time. Okay. So, off to see Irina.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, so, back upstairs now. In the
Just
burgomaster's home.
out of curiosity, Barovia, where in Faerun is Barovia? Or it's not?
Yeah, where in Faerun are you? I tell you what, you're not in Faerun anymore. It
Doing
seems.
It's
anymore,
the
Toto.
we're
Yeah,
not in
he normally
Faerun
would be
anymore.
this up. Yeah,
That
the
we're not.
important people, like when we got here in Barovia, they didn't know, they didn't want us here. Then Mordant, I think we're in a very far away. And I think the less we talk about places outside of the exact location we are in, the safer and saner we
Yes.
will seem.
Yeah.
Actually, you're right. All we have to concentrate on is the here and
And then
now.
yeah, don't talk about outside places. It seems to scare them.
Upset them. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Let's go say hi to Irina. And I
Yes.
bolt upstairs as fast as I can so that I can try to beat Caddy Bree and Vinka. Um, if you want to do the race, we can roll for it.
No.
If you don't, I am going to burst through the room and, like, with acrobatics to try to make her laugh and shock and awe and, like, come bursting through, front flip, land, and then like with a ta-da, and then a big spin, and then I'm gonna leap up because I'm tiny, and I'm gonna leap up on her lap, and I'm gonna grab, like, put my hands on either side of her cheeks and kiss her hard on the forehead and kind of like in her face, like just blow a bunch of air in her face and then leap off. And
Oh, you burped in her face.
The
yeah,
spam burp.
no, spammer, right? So just a shock
Wafting
and
such an
awe
aroma.
of, like, the clowns, here come the clowns kind of entry, and just see if it, just to kind of shock her into a place of joy.
Okay, and by the time you leap off of her, you realize that her humanity is gone. She starts acting like Linda Blair, man. She's tied up to the bedposts and she's kicking and screaming. She starts yelling, "Rah, rah, rah, my father sucks cocks in hell." Rah, 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 rah. You practically expect her head to start spinning, and it's like she's lost in her own darkness. And
I
it,
take
it,
out the pocket.
it might startle you that she's not buying or clowning around for 1 second.
I take out the pocket mirror from my pants pocket, and I discreetly put it near my thigh, turn it so I can see the visage, if it's there, of Irina.
Okay.
Do
Unfortunately, you do not.
I? Okay.
Okay.
I discreetly put it back into my, and
Well,
I give
just
both of my sisters a meaningful, somber look.
Yeah. You're like, oh, well, I guess we should go. She's not going to talk to us today.
Make
Yeah.
sure, as I leave, make sure that she's tied up very securely, please.
Yeah, maybe secure the door and don't go in there. You can talk to her through the door. And on my way out of the house, I'm going to leave 5 gold pieces on the table as like a thanks for your hospitality sort of tip, since
Yeah.
he gave us such a stink about giving us money.
Oh, very good. I'm not giving him anything.
Take this. You obviously need it more than I do.
No, I'm not giving him anything. And I say, while you're at it, I would bar the windows in Irina's room. Exercise maximum security. Keep whatever is inside from getting out. You understand what I'm saying?
You're looking to bar the windows.
Bar the windows.
So how do you want to do that exactly?
Bar it from the outside.
Oh no, she's telling Ismark to bar the
I'm
windows.
telling Ismark that.
Okay. Pardon me. Okay.
Right? I'm telling to reinforce the door, bar all the windows from the outside to
She's
keep what is inside from coming out.
she screams for the Dark Lord. It's like she's calling to him. What you
Correct.
say is great wisdom, young one.
Yeah,
I've
we'll
had
try to
I've
be as
had
fast as we
experience.
can, and we'll give you an update in possibly 2 to 4 days.
I will tell you this, she says. My uncle, the Puente, went through something like this too. And if it's any hope for you, the Puente, my uncle, by an act of God, was able to be well. So there is hope.
I'm gonna go up to him and I'm like, I know you're having a hard time trusting us. You just gave us all of your money and your sister is very ill. Um, I'm gonna give you a lock of my hair. Um, Keep it on you, and it might take us a couple of days, but I don't want you to stress that we have abandoned you. I can use this locket to talk to you if you keep it on you. Not a lot and not often, but I can. So I will try to check in with you. We may not be back here physically, but I will send you word as to where we are and how things are going if you want.
I will trust you on this.
I will take a lock of my hair, braid it up, and um, give it to him as an eerie token, so I can communicate with him.
And he puts it in his front pocket next to his nerdy pencils. Right there.
Okay, let's roll. Let's go see Madame Aniva. Am I saying it right? Aniva?
Eva. EVA. Eva.
Let's
Eva? Eva? I think
Madam
it's Eva.
Eva.
Yeah.
Eva. Got it. Let's go see Madame Eva.
Oh, before we go in to see Madam Eva, I take off my signet ring and I put it in my pocket.
Yeah. Again, I don't think you're quite getting the fortune telling thing, but it's okay. Let's go.
Yeah.
Right? No, I don't want her. I want her to really guess. I'll be surprised if she knows who I am.
That's
Yeah.
that's that,
Again, that's not fortune telling, but okay.
You know, if
Um,
she's clairvoyant, then
nope,
yes.
nope. Different rules.
I
Different
think if
rules.
you want her to not know anything about you, you have to not speak to
I'm
her.
not. I won't say anything. Keep it
she'll
minimal.
she'll she'll be able to read what we say as much as the cards.
I personally think she's a charlatan, but we'll find
Okay.
out.
Yeah. So yeah. So if you're wanting to make her do all the work, you keep quiet.
That's right.
Well,
That's
but
exactly what I'll
someone
do.
has to talk, so
Right. This snotty little
Onward.
bitch is going to have to guess right.
I've already left. Like, I'm out the door.
yeah.
And into the night you go. Well, it is dark and mysterious out here. In the open night air of Barovia, there's a mist that kind of hovers above it all. Howl of wolves in the distance. Ah, all too common here. There swarms of bats break through the atmosphere, seemingly at will, possibly startling you, and making you go for your weapon.
Wait, bats in the daytime? That's
Oh,
not
it's
normal
it's
bat
dark here.
behavior.
It's dark.
Oh,
And it's
yeah.
Yeah.
always overcast.
It's always an overcast, even during the day, dark gray. It's always twilight here in Barovia, unless it's nighttime, and then it is dark.
Well, like
And
it's always sunny in Philadelphia,
yeah,
it's always cloudy in
it's
Barovia.
always cloudy in Barovia. That's right. I believe there's a T-shirt that actually is trademarked that. If not, we should
We
make
need it.
one. Yeah.
Kidding.
Somebody write that down.
We
Yes,
got it.
always
We got something here.
it's always cloudy in Barovia. I mean, you should. We should have our. You guys, Kyle, you should have your own merch part of the channel.
Oh yeah, totally. It is. It's called the shit I released on the DMs Guild.
But I'm talking about actual merch,
Yeah. I went down
T-shirts.
that road a little bit, and I found out that, in all honesty, I'm just going to end up with a box of T-shirts. That, I sell
Online
one every three
streaming.
months.
True.
Anyway,
Online streaming.
anyway,
Hey.
not to get to that alternate reality. We'll get back to the darkness that is what we share here in Barovia.
All I said was it's always cloudy in Barovia.
It is. It is. That's our fun. So, um, yeah, I would like to, um,
Mhm.
moving forward. So, the cartographer in me is really monitoring the landscape and making mental notes. Which way the gypsies are versus which way the town was, from the manor that we were just at to, where the castle Ravenloft is. I would like, and this is sort of preempting, if possible, before the next bedtime, I'm going to draw up as much as I can of Barovia and Mordant. But so for right now, just as we go, I'm just paying extra attention to the landscape and elevations and all of the things that I would need for a good map.
Ah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're taking a lay of the land rather well. It's not a large village, so you, especially with your type of memory, with your type of approach, you could probably put it down to parchment rather well. But still, with the way it's going, it could only be crude compared to your
Yep.
recollection. And before you know, you are before a bridge, a misty bridge on the southwest side, the outskirts of the village. The dark waters, the river of Barovia, cold, mysterious. And the mist kind of like swirls and dances before you upon the bridge, like dancers on the Waterdeep Broadway. You swear for a moment or two you saw spirits in the mist twirling around.
Hmm.
And You know that the Vistani camp, the gypsy camp, lies somewhere in the darkened wood, just on the other sides of the water. Uh, the grass doesn't look all that much greener, actually. It looks darker on the other side. How do you wish to proceed?
With extreme caution.
Yeah, my instinct at this point is to just sort of stealth across very carefully, very quietly. Let's not disturb the spirits in the fog. Um, let's just quietly pass.
And as you do so, see, why don't we go ahead and take this as a moment to take a breather? Okay, relax, decompress as we switch scenes up. Let's take 10 real quick, all right? So I can juggle some shit around.
Got
Okay.
it.
Figure it out in a few
Okie
minutes. We'll be right back at it, all right?
dokie. All right, I'm back.
Me too.
Present.
Just waiting on Hollow.
And I know I've said this before when you first joined. It's so nice to have you back in game time again. You are so much fun to play with. I'm just so thrilled that you came and took the invitation.
Yeah. I'm
Mhm.
glad you sent it. This is a fun game.
Yeah. Kronosaurus, it really helped make this happen. So
Well, thank you.
really, it's tough to find players these days. This isn't the
Yeah.
pandemic. This isn't the pandemic online era of D&D. People are going back to home games now. So
And also, like, hard to find people that are as good at like playing your character. Like there's a lot of like I love the new players, but it's so nice to have somebody who's just they get it. They are in their character.
yep,
They are smart. You are dead on. You are like you play it right, and it's such a pleasure to play with you. So
dangerous
glad you have joined.
accuracy. Mm-hmm.
Oh, looks like we lost Cadbury.
So,
Oh yeah. I was like, no, they're not there anymore.
this happens sometimes. He's got to take a phone call. Real life shit. So
No real life. Screw that real life.
some
My
of
phone
us,
is off.
some of us pretend to have one.
Yeah. I don't get phone calls.
My real life is D&D.
Yep.
I don't know.
Yep.
I
And
don't
I'm
know if
trying to
everything got
bring
flipped
everybody
upside
into
down
it.
on me, but it's the way it is.
Oh, I'm
There
back.
you are. Okay.
So tell me, are you happy now, living in the upside down? All right,
Yep. Still
so
muted
let's do
though.
this.
Fixing
I'm
something.
still muted, but oh, and Hollow, before you start recording again
Mhm.
at a game, can
Where
you
is it?
put in the journal an option for party loot, just in case we actually get loot that we are gonna keep it in
Oh.
one separate bag instead of splitting between us?
Yeah, we need party loot.
While you're at it, you might as well just add a bag of holding too.
You're like, what the fuck?
That's
Yeah.
a $500 gift you're granting us. A 500 gold piece gift, right?
We're gonna
Yeah, maybe that
find
should have
it
been a
just
deception
randomly
check. No, we're
walking.
fine. Okay.
Walking through the woods, we are gonna come across just this
Yeah.
random bag folding, and it's
Yeah.
already gonna have like all these great +1 or +2 equipment in it. Man,
Of
it's gonna be
course.
loaded.
Yeah.
We come upon a cadaver, a rotten cadaver in the forest. It just so happens that part of that, as we looted the body, we found a bag of holding.
Yeah.
And within the bag of holding, there was lots of goodies.
We just had Pie climb right in the bag of holding to get all the goodies out.
One thing I was always confused about is that anybody could enter into anybody else's bag of holding. There should be some security mechanism preventing unwanted hands going into a bag of holding.
Well, you have to know what it is you're asking for when you reach into the bag. Like, you can
True.
have this bag full of all kinds of stuff, but if you don't know what you are reaching in for, you're not going to get anything.
That's true. That's true. That's correct.
So it'd be really funny to come across a bag of holding, like you pull it off of like some soldier and you reach in and you just kind of put out the thought sword and like 20 swords come dashing out of the bag and just like strike you.
Uh, or very simple command: gold, all of it,
Gold.
and all the gold comes pouring out.
Yeah, then you're buried under a pile of gold and you're dead.
Hmm. All right, we're ready. Let's go.
Ready to rock?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ready?
Let's do this. Okay. Back into the action. And and find ourselves now crossing that misty bridge cautiously. And
Stealthily.
it is, yeah, I mean, it is a tense few moments with the slow trickling running water under that bridge. It, it coalesces with the atmospheric moment, especially when you finally safely get to the other side and you hear the running waters sort of crescendo into this misty whisper. And you hear words like a wispy tune. Show me the way to go. Maybe you look behind you, there's nobody around you. It seems like as if the song came from the mist.
We'll continue going towards camp, the gypsy camp.
And there is a worked roadway that leads you into a dark wooded area. You very soon past the forest line, and there is this canopy of mist and branches overhead in the darkness that suddenly gives way to the black clouds boiling far above. And you come to a clearing. Dry, brittle grass that rustles in the biting wind, and on the far side of the clearing are several colorful wagons parked on the banks of a pool of water, a pond. And there are the mournful strains of an accordion that mix meekly with the moaning of the wind. Several brightly clad figures surround this large roaring campfire. And the road seems to pass very close to this camp.
Should we announce ourselves, or we clearly shouldn't sneak in, but
Yeah, sneaking
No,
in
we.
bad. Let's just walk down the road up to camp, just like we live there.
That's right. We just walk in like we belong here because we're on our way to see Madame Ava, anyways. And they're accustomed to potential clients coming into the camp all the time.
Oh, yeah. And thinking upon that immediately and trying not to make sure that Vinka doesn't see me do this, but I am in line with Ismark in my distrust of other people. And so I just very quietly make sure that my gold pouch is securely tucked inside of my robes, very securely.
Yep. Same thing with me. Secure, especially for Canterbury. She triply secures her purse.
Yeah, I take no special steps.
Yeah, good for you.
I'll
I
just
just
show
don't
up.
trust
Good for
everyone.
you.
I just, yeah.
She still has faith in the gypsies.
Good for you. I don't trust anybody.
No, I just
And
don't want to
Especially
do anything
gypsies.
this close to their camp. So see it.
Well,
well,
I have to.
I'm stealthy. So I very just it looks more like I'm just like adjusting my outfit. Like, gosh, my bra's too tight. I need to kind of move things around, stretch out my Spanx kind of thing, do some adjusting, and in the adjusting, my money pouch is very securely inside of my pants. We'll say
and,
that.
and upon
Oh,
approach of the campfire, some of the gypsy men that are drinking around it, they see you coming, and they start adjusting themselves as well. I mean, like they're they're putting like that aerosol like breath spray, like God, like fixing their clothes, smoothing it out, like make sure their beard's okay, make sure they
if
don't have a
any,
wedgie, they're all good.
I tell,
And
I tell
upon
Pi,
approach, Caddy Bree starts whispering to Pi.
I say to Pi, if any of these guys approach me, I swear I'm going to punch the guy in the nose.
And I take her hands and I'm like, I love you. I love your fire and your enthusiasm. Please try to show some respect in the home of the people who have invited us. They are our host. We have been invited here.
Yes, but that doesn't mean that
And
they have the right to take
if they
liberty with their
behave
hands.
if they behave badly, try to rise above it,
Mm.
slap their hands away,
Keep it to a
and
punch.
right,
That's what I said.
if
I'm,
it
I'm
comes
not
to
going
a
to kill him.
punch,
I'm just going to punch him in the nose.
If they,
great. Just all I'm saying is remember grace, some grace. You are noble. You are noble. Please act like it. And I slap her on the cheek and walk on forward.
And
um,
she thinks about it for a second. And she says, fine. I won't break his nose, so I'll punch him in the gut. Or I
Great.
can knee him in the balls. That's fine. I can do that.
Yep. Yep. That's the noble that I'm looking for. Let's go. It's very graceful.
So
So
Katie B
we're
then
gonna
looks at
like. Oh, yep. Go.
Katie B looks at Pie and she says, okay, so let me summarize this so I can understand. I don't break his nose, but I can hit him in the stomach or kick him in the balls.
Sure, but if you do, make sure it's like everybody walks away laughing because we have been invited here, and
Okay,
we don't.
sure.
Right? It's a game. Somebody slaps you on the butt because that's how it is here. You just knee him in the balls because that's how you respond, and everybody
Yes.
laughs and gets a joke out of it. Not like you're going to kill them because
That's
that will bring the entire encampment against us. But if
sure,
it's a
sure,
good
so
game, they
sure.
will learn not to mess with you.
So I just turn around, I knee him in the balls, and I laugh.
Yeah, that was fun. And then that was fun is a great word. Keep it in your vocabulary. Oh my gosh.
Okay, let's go.
You
I mean,
dwarves. You dwarves.
No one should be slapping you on the butt anyway.
Well, you don't, you are judging now. This is not your culture.
Yeah,
Not your
but
culture.
that's not
Hey,
my.
no, 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 no. You made a big speech about not judging people, but if this is their
Yes,
culture,
but if they touch me, that's my culture of not
right?
getting touched.
Sure, but do they know you yet? You
Yeah,
gotta
yeah,
give
yeah.
them,
Well, I
you
am
gotta
doing
give
them
them
a,
a
I am doing
little
them a
grace here.
favor. I'm doing them a favor because in dwarven culture, you touch
Sure.
a noble princess without
And
permission, you
are
lose
they
your
in,
head or your hand.
are we in a dwarven encampment?
No, we're
No,
not.
we're in their encampment. We are following their rules and their culture. So if their culture crosses some boundaries of ours, let's start lightly in explaining that that's not okay with us. And
Right, so that means I knee him in the balls and I start
right, yeah,
laughing.
perfect.
Good, good.
Perfect.
Okay, I'm gonna walk
Love
up to
it.
one of these guys and being like, holding up the letter to him, be like, we're looking for Madam Eva?
And as you do so, uh, they all they all stop muttering amongst themselves, and one of them replies, this large, broad-shouldered fellow wearing fancy silken clothing, hawkish figures on his face. He's got like that hawkish, like noble-ish, like complexion to his face, and goes, it was fated that you would visit this humble camp. Adam Eva, it's foretold you coming.
Well,
Well,
she did invite
she
us.
did send us an invite telling us to come.
And so she awaits you.
Okay, wait,
Where's her tent?
you have a
Well,
caravan?
Yeah,
let's
yeah.
not get ahead of ourselves. Now, me and the
Sure.
boys here, uh,
Mm-hmm.
we see that you're three lovely ladies, and, well, we would. He looks back at his guys, and they start snickering. And then he looks back at you, with his stark hawkish features, and he's like, "Well, we would like you to join us in a song. We're kind of
Oh,
we're merry. We're having a few drinks around the campfire. You interrupted our practice. We think the least you can do is jam with us."
I pull out my bottle of absinthe and I pour everybody a fucking shot.
Oh boy.
uh, I subtly under my breath, so that while she's pouring shots, be like, you don't want to hear her piping.
You don't
Yeah.
want to hear that. That's bad. Don't bring out the
Damn it.
pipes.
You totally got where I was going with this, Vika. Oh my god.
I don't want to hear your piping.
I and I
I
tell
was gonna
them
blow everybody away with my bagpiping.
I do have a few, how do we say, a few good bawdy dwarven songs you might be interested in learning.
Oh, well, actually, we're working on an original. It's easy to learn. I'm sure lovely ladies of yourself could catch right on. Just follow me here. I'm gonna take the lead. Boys, are you tuned up? Are you tuned up? And then you hear a couple strikes from a mandolin, and someone banging on a hand drum. He goes, okay, good. Ready now? I'm gonna go through it one time, and everybody's gonna join in. We're gonna pick up the pace every rotation. Are you ready?
Yes.
No,
Show
but
me
sure.
the way to go home. I'm tired and got lost in the mist. I had a little drink about an hour ago, and it went right to my head. Bom, 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 show me the way to go home. Dun, dun, I'm tired and got lost in the mist. I had a little drink about an hour ago. Everybody roll a performance check.
Hey,
Ew.
you're all for me.
I think you
Uh,
should have got us all to sing. Oh, performance -1. No! Come on. Natural. Oh No. Nat
No.
one.
It's so
Oh
Oh
typical.
God,
no.
I'm gonna say
my
-1.
gods.
I got a 0 on my performance.
Well, we knew she was bad, but we didn't know how bad.
Yep. I got a
Oh
dirty
God.
20 on mine.
What did I get, Hollow?
Let's see. Oh, oh, hmm.
I turned to Vinka and I whispered to her, "We cannot take her anywhere where she has to play or
Yeah,
sing."
any
I
performance.
I am
This
not
is
even
rough.
singing the right words or the right tune. I am singing like Twinkle
How?
Twinkle
And
Little
then, and then
Star.
I tell Vinka again, how are we ever going to make coin?
Hey, do you not from performance?
Forget
I'm
it.
having a great time. I'm pouring extra shots for everybody. This is the most fun I've had in ages. I'm like dancing around the campfire, singing along in complete disharmony
And
with everybody,
in
and
fact,
it is a hot mess.
your stage presence may or may not be a hot mess. You're taking a lot of risks, but Vinka, with a dirty 20 on that performance check roll, that's going to allow
Yeah.
you to use your stage presence and your great performance to kind of like pass on that energy to one of your fellow band members and allow them to re-roll their performance check.
Oh.
Good. So re-roll
Who would
for
you like
me.
that to be? Would you like that to be
Oh,
Pie or Caddy?
what did Caddy Bree get?
Well, Caddy rolled a 8. So.
Oh, let's see about Pie. See if I can get her anywhere close to the right song.
Good luck.
Man, I was having a
No,
good
no,
time.
no, no. Candy B says, no, no, no. Don't think like that. You can do it. You got it in you.
Just listen to what we're saying.
11.
Better. That's better.
Yeah, but you know what? The guys, they don't even seem to give a shit. They're just having so much fun with you and picking up the tempo with every rotation until, like, everybody loses it, you know? And
Well,
Yeah,
everything just breaks into
yeah.
laughter and giggles and
but
refilling
Caddy Bree
everybody's
says,
glasses.
Caddy Bree hoists up a cup and she says to everybody, guys, let's sing one of our dwarven great songs. Hi ho, it's off to work we go. Come on, everybody.
I don't want to go to work. I'm having a good time with my buddies here, and I try to put like I'm gonna put my arms around the shoulders, but I'm like 3 feet tall, so I put my arms around their waists. And I'm like trying to sway with them. Like we got this. I no, we're not working. What are we singing? And I
Hi
just
ho, it's off to go work we go.
good, yeah. And I pour a little more absinthe. I think my bottle is now down to half.
I wish I had better stuff. And
We're
then
good. We're
the
good.
chorus is gold,
Hey,
gold, gold, the gold, gold, gold.
wait a minute, wait a minute, and now I've got a couple drinks, and I'm like, whoa, 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 because I'm 3 foot, and absinthe is really strong. Whoa, whoa, whoa! I think we were going somewhere, right?
Yeah, to
Oh
see Madame
yeah,
Ava.
we need to. She invited
Ava,
us for a tarot reading.
Ava, and I
So
started calling for Ava really loud, like I'm drunk. I'm not quite as drunk as I'm pretending to be, but I would like us to leave this group of men.
and I say, the blessings of Moradin upon you all as we go see Madame Ava.
And with that, all the guys, they kind of like stifle their laughter and their good time and they get serious. And like all at once, they just point their fingers off to this one big tent, largest tent
It's
amongst the camp. Wait, hold on.
and Candy Bree then marches off with her group
Yeah.
towards the biggest tent, Ava's tent. And as we approach the tent, do they have guards stationed outside?
No, no, no guard station outside.
Uh,
Seems like you've already
I,
dealt with that.
so I there's a post. with the outer canopy, which is the door. I respectfully knock hard on it, and I say, "We have come for an audience upon request from Madam Ava."
And there is a flash of red light, and the tent flap flutters open and stays open. And there's
Hmm.
uh, a swirling dark red glow inviting you into what is within. It, it looks otherworldly.
Guys, you guys come on in. I'll follow.
Remember what I said about if you want her to
Oops. I didn't
know
mean to do that.
anything about you.
And I'll keep my mouth shut.
Yep.
Well, you guys are going in first.
Yes, I will walk in first. I have the
And
note still
I
out.
follow. And I follow.
And I will take up the rear.
Then all is dimly illuminated in pools of red light. There's a small low table that stands across from the doorway, covered in a black velvet cloth. There are glints of light that seem to flash from a crystal ball on the table as a hunched over figure peers into its depths, and she speaks. Her voice crackles like dry weeds. Her tone falls like the wind outside. At last, you have arrived. Her sudden cackling laughter is like mad lightning from her withered hips.
Why have you summoned us here, Madam Ava?
Well, Catty Bree. She called you by your real name, surprisingly. And then she looks over at Pi. Pi. Vinka.
That's very astute
It's
of you of
well,
knowing our names.
I know why you are here. You are here for me to
It,
read your fortune.
Yes, that's what your note said you would do.
She seems
Why?
crazed and mad, but she starts giggling. Very
you
cunning and
called
sharp
me?
mind. Yes, yes. So why don't we get right down to business? And then she
Hold on.
breaks out a deck
How
of
do you know
cards
our
and
names?
slides it across the table like a casino dealer.
Hold on. How do you know our names?
I look at Caddy Bree and I'm like, seriously? You spent the entire last, several hours making it clear that
Correct.
you would only trust her if she knew who we were.
But
And
she
now suddenly,
all she did was say our name.
sure. How much more do you need? Are you
Let's
really
find
this stubborn?
let's find out.
No.
My answer my question. I say, Madam Ava, with all due respect, how did you
Think
know our
you're
names?
insulting her? I walk away. I
I'm
just,
very I'm very direct. How do you I'm
so
very direct.
insulting.
Not meant to be insulting, of course, but how do you know our names, Madam Ava?
The mists have a tendency to reveal all to me. How have they treated you?
Could have been better.
The mists have been taking us to strange places. So we have questions. If you have answers, it would be very welcome. And I'm so sorry for the skepticism of my compatriots. I am so grateful for your invite and would love to hear more about your insight. And I sit down across the table from her with her cards.
Very good. So go first.
Yep.
Head. and pick a card, any card, and flip it upside. Right.
Just don't get the dungeon.
Do I need to roll? Do I need to roll something? Like a D100 or something?
Out of game, I've actually already done the rolls, so I can have
Oh, okay.
the reading prepared.
Okay.
So you can just make it
But
Cool.
theatrical for us.
we're not
I
talking about
I
the deck of
shuffle the
many things,
deck.
are we?
I do the thing, like I do my monk shit where, because I'm dexterous, so I'm gonna like play with the cards and do like put my energy into the cards. Like I'm mischievous and fun, and so I like as I'm reshuffling and mixing the deck, I'm putting kind of that energy of mischievousness into it, and then I pull my card.
And you pull a regular old playing card.
Oh
Nice.
shit! Oh shit!
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And this playing card, it it changes because there's like a foggy mist swirling over it, and sometimes you see dark images, sometimes you see random numbers like codes, sometimes you just see mist. And Madame Eva, she says, see, that this card is a symbol of great power. She sort of waves her hand over the card that you've selected on the table. And she continues, it tells of a powerful force for good and protection against the dark forces. In fact, you may find this what you are looking for amidst a place of supplication. The God has spoken.
What was that last bit?
You said that you may find this that you are looking for amid the ruins of a place of supplication.
Thank you.
Meaning a temple
Yep.
or a shrine.
Thanks. Got it.
Yes.
And I take her hands and I bow as a monk would and touch my forehead to her hands and I say thanks. And not just thanks, I say it gracefully, like thank you for, I don't know, come up with words. I'm not that graceful. I give her a graceful thank you.
Thanks for keeping it real.
Right? And stand it up, and I will pass the seat on to whoever wants to go next.
I'd like to draw the next card.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'll go.
okay, yeah, that's good.
I go up. I bow respectfully to her, and I sit down, and I don't say anything. And I have a slight smirk on my face.
The card that you will draw tells of his wisely.
All right, I choose. I go to the middle of the deck, and I take out one card and I flip it over in front of us.
And you flip over a card that is swirling with changing dark imagery that flashes from one nonsensical image to another, swirling with mist, like a chunk of dry ice or something. Knowledge of the ancient may help you understand a foe. But this is a
Understand a
very
foe.
bad sign. For this is in the very heart of darkness, his home, his source. It It is his center and his life. It is the one place to which he must return.
Hmm. Well, we know that. We know the battle ahead, and we shall be victorious. And basically, Caddy Bree says, Shimmergloom must and will die. I have no illusions about the difficulty that lies before us, but we shall be victorious, for we all shall return home or die trying.
Show me the way to go home. Would like to draw the next card.
I will pull the next card.
And you pull a card that's swirling with mists and changing exotic runes. This is the object of your search. I see darkness and evil behind this card. It is a powerful man whose enemy is the light, whose powers are beyond mortality. She is in a place of tranquility, a harbor for the mighty and the powerful, in a place of wisdom, warmth, and despair. Great secrets are there. I'd like to draw the next card.
Oh, there's more. It's not just one
There's more.
person.
I would do this. I would say, Madam Ava, so far what you have said is fairly true. But I have a specific question I hope you can help us with, if you can. And I take out a gold piece and I put it on her hand for your trouble, as it is only fitting. And then my question to you is, why are we moving from realm to realm in the mist and ending up sleeping? That is my first question. And I take out another gold piece and I give her another one. And my second question is, how do we defeat the Baron?
She leans across the table, is over it, and looks at you. Witch's cat's eye to Caddy Bree. Kind of squints, but she's looking at you like she's trying to perceive you from a long distance. And then she shoves your gold aside. Your gold is no good here. Sworn to the Dark Lord. Cannot help you further than what my cards can read.
Okay. I'll pull another card then.
Huh. That you pull another card full of swirling mists and changing glyphs. She says, this card is good for you. It is a card of power and strength. The Victor's card. It tells of a weapon of light. Weapon of vengeance. This is in the mother's place.
Okay. I will take my second turn. I will, as Vinka's sitting across the table from her, I will just like I want to very gently, like, that was a profound comment right there, and I get that there's something that she needs to seek. And with the due respect and honoring of seeing like this woman has some sight, I would like to take Vinka's place and sit down a little more calmly, I think, than you've ever seen Pi. Pi is chaotic. She loves to just be wild. And this is really the first time I think that you've ever seen her sit very seriously, in recognition of the person in front of her. And she's gonna just put her hands on the cards, close her eyes, and take a very deep breath and spread them out with her eyes closed and just kind of wave her hands over them until she feels one that really wants to draw her, and she pulls that card.
Pull the last card. The root card. Out of darkness and chaos. This card finds the reason and the foundation for darkness and chaos. Shows the purpose of all things. To life and death and else beyond. Here is a high and noble card. One of you carries a weapon that is stronger than any other against the evil in this land. Only one part is missing from this weapon. That part is found in the evil one's lair. And with that, she waves her hand over the rest of the cards, and they all poof and disappear into mist. She gives you kind of like a slight, humble bow. You see your way out of the tent before you discover that I have assisted you.
As I stand up, I'm not going to be blunt and like just leave the coin on the table for her. I'm just going to, as I stand and kind of like brush my pants off, there's going to be a couple of gold coins that slip from my hand into the cushion that I have been sitting in, for her to find later. I don't want to insult her.
I hear you.
And yep, so that's what I do, and I just kind of stand up and bow deeply and walk out of the tent.
Yeah, she has dismissed us clearly. So I stand up, even though I'm kind of dazed. Also, give her a deep bow, touching my forehead while I do it as an extra sign of respect, and then back out of the tent without turning my back on her.
And
Ah,
I would do so. And I would do so likewise.
wise when you're amongst the stone. You leave the tent, and you're greeted by the sound of trotting horses. The mist upon the road outside the camp in the dark forest part, and there appears a fancy carriage pulled by dark horses. And the horses pull the carriage right up to the side of the camp. Stop right there. And the door to the carriage it slowly creaks open on its own accord, as if opened by a ghost. And then there is this furled up red carpet that appears at the foot of the door to the carriage, and then it flops out, rolls out right before you. And all the Vistani in the camp, all the guys, yeah, they're jamming, their merrymaking has stopped and gotten really serious. As they, yeah, you guys have the stage, and excuse me, you girls have the stage, and one of the guys says, "It seems as if being invited to dinner."
Uh, I would like to roll a perception check to see what I can notice about this carriage and the horses and if there's anyone inside or not.
Mm-hmm. Okay, roll perception.
19.
Fantastic roll,
Mm-hmm.
which makes it more disturbing because you really look over the situation. There's no carriage master. There are just horses, unmanned horses, drawing this carriage. You do not see a wagon master. You see potentially only the mist guiding it.
Okay. Well, this doesn't feel good.
Are you
It's
kidding? This is amazing. When have you ever gotten into a carriage driven by freaking ghosts? I'm on board. And I actually, instead of getting into the carriage, I'm going to kind of like jump up like where the driver's seat would be. And I'm just going to like sit tight, like, I've got the reins, but I'm not really going to do anything. I'm just holding, like I'm pretending to have the reins.
well, if we are invited for dinner, I suppose we should not be impolite to our hosts.
This is gonna be fun. This is a, come on, let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
I
Let's go.
go into the carriage. I'm in the carriage. I go into the carriage and I look at Auntie Vinka and I said, "What can go wrong? We're invited for dinner. Ha ha ha. At least it's an adventure where we can get
Okay.
a little exercise, don't you think?"
Oh, fine. Okay. I
She's
slowly walk up to
like
it.
as she's putting like a foot on the fucking carriage, like slowly, I grab the reins and I like snap them, like, yeah.
And off you go into the darkness, into the mists, and into the craggy peaks of the mountainside that the forest kind of spreads out onto. And the road takes eventually a sudden turn to the east. And there is the startling, awesome presence of Ravenloft itself, towering before you. That's right. Castle Ravenloft is the darkness silhouetted on the horizon. A bolt of lightning strikes behind it with a crackling boom, just as the carriage comes to a stop right in front of twin guardhouses of turreted stone, broken from years of use and exposure. And beyond these, there's this big 50-foot wide precipice that gaps between the cliffside and the walls of Castle Ravenloft. A chasm of dizzying depth that disappears into the fog-crowded distance far below. And the lower drawbridge that you're on the far side of, it's, well, it's comprised of old, shorn-up wooden beams that hang precariously between you and the arched entrance to the courtyard of Castle Ravenloft. And the chains of the drawbridge creak in the wind, their rust-eaten iron staining with the weight. And from atop the high, strong walls, stone gargoyles seem to just stare at you from their hollow sockets. They grin hideously. A rotting wooden portcullis, green with growth, hangs in the entry tunnel, and beyond this, the main doors of Castle Ravenloft stand open. A rich, warm light spills from them into the courtyard. Torches flutter sadly in sconces, inviting you in.
Well, I guess this is where we wanted to go anyway, so.
Well, at least we're going in style.
Absolutely. I just kind of give instead of the wild kind of kick that I gave them before, I give the horses just a little nudge. Okay, let's walk in gracefully.
Yes, we should announce ourselves as we are guests.
I think the carriage is announcing us.
Yeah, I think we
I'm
are
sure
expected, and they
we're
know who we
expecting.
are.
I hope they're not expecting us as we are the main course. Evil is as evil does. Why do I get the feeling that we're walking into a very unpleasant and harmful situation?
No,
Because we're
was it
facing
the
the vampires. That's why.
and was it the driverless carriage that showed up to get us? The lightning strike?
Just yes,
Yeah.
nice, bad, really bad vibes.
Yep. Bad
But
vibes.
but you know what
It's
it
all
means for us, dear sisters? It
good. Mm.
means lots of fun
Hmm.
Yeah.
We're gonna
and
dance with the devil tonight.
maybe Chinese. Mm.
So should we just go in?
Sure.
Yeah, we ride the carriage
Yeah.
in to, cross the drawbridge to wherever it is that I'm assuming the carriage is going to take us to some location where a servant will come and escort us in is my guess.
Yep. We go through the portcullis,
Yeah.
over the drawbridge, and with the carriage leading us up to the main entrance.
Well, when you approach on foot, the ornate, massive doors, they hang open for you. Fluttering torches cast dim yellow flickers of light from the entryway. 20 feet into the castle, there's a second set of doors that suddenly swing open effortlessly, and the sounds of organ music flows out overhead in the entryway. There are statues of dragons that glare down at you, their eyes flickering in the torchlight.
Okay. Are we at the main entrance?
Yes, you
I think we just entered.
are right
Yeah.
Okay.
there, the past the portcullis into the gatehouse area that seems to open up to a great entryway. There are cobwebs that hang from dust-covered columns of this great hall beyond the gatehouse. The hall is illuminated by torches fluttering in iron sconces. The dust and webs cast these strange, moving shadows across the faces of these stone gargoyles up near the ceiling. They're kind of like squatting motionlessly on the rim of the domed ceiling. And cracked and faded ceiling frescoes are covered by centuries of decay. There are a couple doors of bronze that stand close to the east. To the north, a wide staircase climbs into darkness. All the while, sad and majestic organ tones, diminished, flat, dark, foreboding tones float about you. From a lit hallway to the south, the music beckons you.
Canterbury contributes to the sound of the music by letting out a loud sneeze. Achoo! Oh, the dust is getting to her.
Your sneeze echoes throughout the area. It was much louder than to be expected. The acoustics here are amazing. It's quite the large vaulted hall of an entry area. Music gives you this eerie sensation that you are not alone.
I pull out my bagpipes.
Oh
Oh
no!
no!
No, not that.
Oh no!
I do. I pull out my bagpipes because the sound, the eerie sound, the calling is very bagpipe like. In essence, like their bagpipes are very um, sort of haunting in their sound, and especially in the mists. And she's recalling um, bygone days in which like her mentors stood upon the hills in the morning fog, and they played their bagpipes to the to the world in the morning at sunrise, and she just feels that connection, and she pulls out her bagpipes.
Oh no! No! No!
Oh,
No!
she's gonna try. She is
No!
so gonna try to match the tone. She's gonna
Oh
Caddy,
take
no!
Caddy looks at Pie and she mouths, "Please, for the love of the gods, don't do it."
too late.
I shove my fingers in my ears.
Same thing. I
Too
cover my ears.
late. She's gonna roll performance.
Well, maybe she'll do. I look at Auntie
Uh,
Vinka and I whisper, "Maybe she'll do better this time."
uh, no, I don't. I roll a 9. I don't quite have the gift.
You know, well, at least it's better than a 1 or a 2,
Mm,
so there is improvement.
Yeah.
I nod
yeah, out of
enthusiastically with the
2.
thumbs up. Thumbs up, yeah, better.
Thanks. I know I don't match the tune, and I very, very sadly, because I so want to play my bagpipes well, put them away
and
and just
then and then Kenny B looks and she looks around. She's got this wicked smile on her face and she says to everybody, "Watch this." And she swallows a deep gust of air and she lets out a horrific, loud burp.
Oh gosh.
oh good, oh
So
good, my
classy, Caddy.
classy, right? You are noble, right?
Yeah.
It's a double dwarf. In our
Has there
society, it's a sign of welcoming to
has
burp
there
loud.
has there been any reaction from this creepy castle to these?
Oh, so sad.
No, the castle
I'm just
doesn't
sort
miss
of
a
sitting
beat.
on the floor at this point, very, very distraught.
Well, guys, a burp is better than a fart.
Okay.
And the music seems to, at least the organ music gets a little bit louder, it seems. Or maybe it was just the bad notes of the bagpipe music that made the
Or
music
the
seem to be all the louder and painful.
Kind of
okay.
drown me out. I understand. It's fine. And I very like with a 13-year-old sort of attitude, like puff and puff, and I throw my bagpipes, back behind my back and just strut forward towards wherever the sound is coming from.
It looks like you spearhead the way forward, Pi, and There are these torchlight that flutters against the walls of this vaulted hallway off of the great entrance. And the forbidding hallway, it runs into darkness. And beside that opening, there is a suit of armor, oiled and glistening, stands at attention in a shallow alcove. And then there are these double doors. Double doors that are slightly cracked open, from whence you can hear the music coming from. The double doors are tall, they stand overhead. They are of strong red oak and iron bound on their hinges.
Katie Bree goes up to the suit of armor, and she gently, with her fingernail, flicks on the armor. And she says, "Be a good fellow and announce us, please."
Hoping with the best of your imagination results in a bit of anti-gravity that brings you back down to Barovia as nothing happens.
Oh. Well, dear comrades, shall we go in? I guess nobody's going to announce us.
Yeah, well, it's either stand out here and listen to you sneeze more, or
I could play my bagpipes again.
no, let's
No!
go in.
Let's go, let's go.
Let's go.
I'll go in last. I'll kind of hang my head and follow in
And
behind
then I will
Dana.
point out to everybody here, I had a huge meal of that mystery meat. What's he called? Spam and eggs? My tummy is very full. And I could be extremely loud, so let's go on in.
And so you move on in. It's a magnificent, gotta be 40-foot square room, brilliantly lit by these three massive crystal chandeliers. And there are pillars of stone against dull white marble walls supporting the ceiling. And in the center of the room, there's a long, just big, heavy table that stands covered with fine white satin cloth. And the table is laden with delectable foods of every type. Roasted beef, basted in a savory sauce. You can smell it. Sensational roots and herbs of every taste. Sweet fruits and vegetables. Salted pork. Places are set for each of you with fine, delicate china and silver. And at each place there is a crystal goblet filled with an amber liquid whose delicate fragrance tantalizes your senses. And at the center of the far west wall, between floor-to-ceiling length mirrors, stands a massive organ. Its pipes blare out a thunderous melody that offers in its tone greatness and despair that makes you want to break free. And seated before the keys, its back toward you, it's a single caped figure who pounds the keys in raptured ecstasy. The figure suddenly stops, and a deep silence falls over the dining hall. Dark shrouded figure slowly turns to you. And as he does so, you see that this is a man in a dark cape with pale skin and a black suit. He starts laughing. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Tonight we dine on mortal soup. And the vast darkness of the room, it starts to take over, and the candlelight starts fluttering and goes out. And with that, The dark figure bursts into mist and dissipates.
That was weird.
It, at least somebody was able to come up with the words here because everybody's just.
Well, no, we just met the bear. I was on mute. We just met the Baron.
Yeah.
And,
I is the table still there? The table of food?
Yes.
oh, Candy Bree's digging in.
Oh, maybe not immediately.
It's all good. Let her do her thing. I was going to slyly put some more in with my spam.
Listen, if we ate the spam and we were okay, I think we. I don't think the Baron's going to want to poison us. He might want to fatten us up, but not
Mm.
poison us.
Great.
So
Demonstrate, please.
I will
Mm.
grab a venison leg or whatever it is and take a big bite out of it.
Oh my god. It is as gamey as it is juicy and good.
Am I having any ill effects?
You thirst for more.
I ooh, I take another bite.
Satisfying. That's some good shit right there. You can tell that's the real
Try
thing.
and I try the ale. How's the ale?
Oh, it's not Dwarven, but it is good and it is dark.
Really, Wally? Okay. If that's the case, then I look at my sisters and I say, guys, seems like it's good shit.
Okay.
That's what I tell
Yeah.
them.
I just sort of run my hands over it all. If there's some fruits or berries that I can kind of just put into my pouch, I'll take some rations from it, but I'm not going to eat it right now.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick up my wine glass and sniff it, but I'm not gonna drink it.
I love it. And Candy Bree is just going to town on all of it. And
Yeah.
she says to her comrades, we need all our strength for what is to come.
Yeah. Yes, we do.
Watching my hips these days.
You are a growing girl. You need it more than I do.
She
Uh,
said, it's with a mouthful, she said, that's right, remember.
um,
She has lousy table manners.
Oh, just shaking my head like I need to study a little bit more about dwarven noble culture because wow, nothing about you strikes me as noble. It's cool.
I
I'm
would
the more
like.
refined of the group. I have to keep them in
Mm,
line all the time. And she
mm-hmm.
says that with her mouth full and spitting out food as she's
Mm-hmm.
talking with her mouth full.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, I would like to look around to. Are there other exits to this room? Is there a fireplace? I'm not gonna stand up and like investigate anything. I'm
Right.
more just looking around to get the lay of the land.
Mm-hmm. Well, there in this area, there actually doesn't seem to be a hearth. There's just the big table, the chandeliers, and the organ on the far wall. It's a very fancy area, though. I mean, there are paintings on the wall. And
Thank
it's
you.
like, given the situation, you can almost assume the eyes in the paintings are following you.
Hmm. Is there only the one entrance and exit? Because that doesn't make
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
There
it
should.
seems that way.
How do the servants get in?
Sorry, brother, you're breaking up a little bit. Donnie, give us a mic check. Man down.
And down. All right. Well, while
Jumbo!
well, while we
Well,
wait for
that's
Candy Reed to respond, I understand what she's saying. Like I'm picking up what you're putting down, Vinka, and I would like to do a little closer inspection, um, just sort of along the walls. If there's any sort of not obvious because it would be hidden, but some sort of spot that seems like it could be a secret door, you know, if you pull a book kind of thing, like just looking for the cracks and the design in the wall, somewhere where the lines look like they could uh, function as a door if you were a little more astute, if that makes sense.
Caddy
Roll a
Reed gets
perception
up.
check. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Caddy Reed,
Got it.
Caddy gets up. She's on a full stomach. She's having a good time.
Natural 20.
Oh, Beatrice,
Damn.
well, you
There's
did it.
my roll for the night.
Well, we wish you would have done that with your performance, but that's okay.
Right? Well, hey.
But remember, you're getting better with your performance. Your last roll was what, a 9 or 11?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's
Mm-hmm.
getting better. I give her a thumbs up. And now you rolled a very good perception. And as she looks at it with the thumbs up, she puts her hand on the hilt of her broadsword, her greatsword. And she stretches back and forth, cracks her neck, getting ready.
And Pi, she seems to have found something behind the organ. You find that there, on the stone block wall, there's one piece of stone block that is kind of like butted out further out than the rest of the stone blocks. It's a hand-sized block of stone, and you're kind of feeling around the mortar and all that, and you're able to press it in, and it starts grinding in like a large button. Grinds, and then the whole starts to tremble, and then grinds open, and there is a secret door that opens up just behind the dark organ. And beyond the archway, it's just darkness swirling in mist.
It's Canterbury sees what's going on. She does something very unorthodox. She whispers a prayer to Moradin. And she says, "O great God of the stone, grant us the strength to succeed and be victorious in your name on this day."
And with that, just as we move to fade to black for the episode, there's a response from your greater power, Cuddy Bree. And the response that echoes in your mind is, let it be done as the will of the petitioner.
I lower my head in reverence. And then I look at my two comrades with a light of exultation and reverence in my eyes as I grip my greatsword firmly in hand and I unsheath it.
Before we fade to black, I'm
Mhm.
gonna take a moment because I said I would, and I will send a message to
Ismark.
Thank you, Ismark. Just very quietly, like, we are in Castle Ravenloft, and are passing into the unknown. Hopefully, we shall see you soon. But we are here, and we go forth. And
Yeah.
that's
And
all I send him.
add with our payment.
And over walls and waits into the darkness beyond, we will find out what happens in the next episode of Ravenloft Dreams of Barovia. Good show, guys. It was fun.
And thus we end our transmission.